Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Carolyn Hofer, a certified coach with the Napoleon Hill Institute, and I am here with our dear friend Linda. And we're going to kind of just be telling you what we're working on for you. Big collective sigh for me. It's already been a very busy morning, a very wonderful morning, and that is due to Napoleon Hill. Honestly, Um, I have always lived by achievement. I have always been one to check the boxes off, always striving for something more, something different. Um, but a few years ago, I kind of lost my way. I lost my why. I had checked off all the boxes, and I just found myself drifting and asking myself, is this it? What's next? Is there something else out there for me? And I really didn't know. And then I was reintroduced to Napoleon Hill and really working on mindset and my definite chief aim, really getting to know myself again. And people, we hear all these things from time to time, but we need to take the time to really work on us. I have shelves worth of different books, but you have to take the time to really get to know you and the things that make you want to check off those boxes. So, like I said, a couple years ago, I was just drifting. COVID was very much a challenge in our family. Both of my parents were deathly ill, spent several weeks in the hospital in the ICU, and we were able to miraculously bring them home. And when I say bring them home, they came home to our home and spent another 8 to 12 weeks with us. My mom spent the 12 weeks, my dad spent 8 weeks. And again, I was always taking care of somebody else, but I wasn't taking care of me. So about a year ago, like I said, I started to become reacquainted with Napoleon Hill and the powers that lie in our mind. And I'm going to turn it over to Linda so she can tell you a little bit about her journey. But I'm telling you, one class, one course can change the direction of your life.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. Your story so resonates with me. I too fell on I call it a very holy discontent time in my life. Goodness sakes, where do I begin? Anyway, I was raised in a family of 7 children. Being second to the oldest, had a lot of responsibility. My dad being a pastor, there was not much money in the home, and so it's been an incredible journey of growth. But one of the things that he did for us was he would play cassette tapes in the background for himself to get better. Personal growth and development he loved. And I remember as a kid, I would roll my eyes and say, Dad, why do we have to listen to these old men? And it was Earl Nightingale, Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, all the great thought leaders. And those principles were getting in. And I didn't realize it until fast forward. I saw Amy and Molly, who are a part of this program in the Napoleon Hill Institute. In my business, I've known them for quite some time, and I saw a shift in them. And I said, what are those girls up to? Something's different about them. And I saw something come through my feed of what they were doing. And I had, just like Carolyn, the pandemic really hit hard. I lost my mom during that time. but the beauty of my business and what I had built, I was able to determine myself that I could be with her until, and then my sister, a year later, lost her, my best friend. And so being so strong, we just keep doing what we know to do. And until I lost myself, the grief was so strong that it took me out, and I lost myself. And I thought there was something wrong with me as well. And when I saw the change in them, it was like, what are they doing? And something came across my feed that said Sisters Next Door. And I so was missing my sister. And so I reached out and I said, what are you girls doing? I said, because my sister and I were planning to do a lot of this same, these same things together. And so I found that they were in the working with Napoleon Hill. And I said, oh my gosh, all of this came back. And I jumped in with both feet. And it was the best thing that I did for myself. Like Carolyn said, we've got to put the oxygen mask on us first and take care of ourselves. And so many times as women, we put ourselves on the back burner because we don't understand our worthiness. And I believe now, from what I've learned, it's even deeper than that. We don't know who we are. When we lose ourselves, and the seeking, I have found the things that we're listening to, the things that we're reading, is really, we're trying to remember who we are through that. And so what I've learned through being certified with this, with Napoleon Hill Institute, is learning to know thyself. Really understanding who you are, because when we're born, we merge into so many people's worlds that we forget. We don't know who we are. And so along the journey, how do we get back to ourself? And so the journey, I mean, again, I haven't arrived. It's a big school of life that we're in, and school is never out. We're always learning and growing. That's the beauty of this, is we never arrive. But every time I would hit a pinnacle in my business or what I was doing for myself, I got to the top and thought, is this all there is? There's got to be more. What is that holy discontent that keeps surfacing over and over and over again? And so understanding what I was really chasing was peace of mind, fulfillment in who I am. And so we are so excited to be launching this Women's Collective program together globally, because I have a global team in my network marketing business that I've been with for almost 30 years. And I have a very strong global team. And I am finding that women are needing all over the world the same thing. And so we are rolling this out to empower women. And so anyway, we're going to roll the slides. And Carolyn, I'm going to bring you back on so we can roll the slides together and show everyone what this program is all about, that we're excited to be launching on September 6th.
A life changer, confident and called. 6 weeks. And, I mentioned this earlier. I lost who I was. And Linda mentioned it too. We forget who we are. And one of the things that the Napoleon Hill Institute teaches us through the principles is how to step back into our power and really learn about ourselves and our gifts that we're given and our strengths that we truly have to identify. So this 6 weeks, like I said, launching September 6th. And if I'm going to ask Jessica to go to the next slide, because we're going to be rooted in the principles of Think and Grow Rich. We're going to be focusing on our identity. Who are we? What do we want to be? I often say to my kids, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. But that identity, the desires we have, our faith, wealth, leaving a legacy, and really, we want women who are ready to lead themselves and others into something more. Success doesn't necessarily fit in a box. And Linda, why don't you go ahead and share a little bit about the community that we're building and who is this for?
Absolutely. So I love Confident and Called because it's really about stepping into our calling. We all have a calling, a pulling of our heart. And so again, this is for women who know they're meant for more, but don't know the next step. We're here to help guide you into the next step, not do it for you, but to really help you understand who you are and take that next step that will help the next step present itself, and then the next step present itself. So women, and it's also women who are tired of the fear, the hustle, and the second guessing. Again, the uncertainty. And so that's why I love the confident, because it's the certainty and confidence that you're going to gain in who you are in this program will completely change your life, as it has for us. Women who are ready to upgrade their mindset and identity, and women craving clarity, purpose, and aligned action. If we don't have a clear vision of where we're headed, and scripture says this, without a vision, we perish. And so what is our vision that is so clear that we will overcome anything in order to make it happen? So Carolyn, I'm going to have you do the next slide.
So what does this 6 weeks entail? In week 1, we're really going to be working on an identity upgrade, our self-image, different paradigms that we have, that internal dialogue that maybe we need to, not maybe, I know would definitely need to change because sometimes those negative voices come in and it's hard to get them out. So we're going to give you some tools to work on that. Week 2 is about decision and desire. Again, it's those moments of clarity, really defining your chief aim. What is calling to you, and making bold decisions. Somebody once said, you can't have one foot in the circle and one foot out of the circle. You got to jump in. And that's what we talk about, being bold decisions. Make the decision to do something for you. You don't have to know the how. You make the decision to be there. And then week 3, faith over fear. Sometimes we have to surrender and we just have to trust. Just release the resistance that's there. What's the worst that can happen? What's the best that can happen? How about we change that? What's the best thing that can happen? Why not? And then week 4, Linda, what are we going to do in week 4?
Take bold action. Without action, again, nothing happens. So inspired action, which is from spirit, again, the faith piece of it, inspired action versus the hustle and the grind that a lot of us know so well, and hit that wall or that burnout phase. And the balance of the feminine and masculine energy that needs to be balanced. The pendulum has swung way too far in one direction, and it's all about the balance and the understanding of that within ourselves. All of us have the both feminine and masculine energy. So learning how to pull that out and be the best and highest version of ourselves in the process. And then week 5 is wealth frequency, how to generate wealth and the mindset around money, because a lot of us have stories that we keep repeating over and over. Well, how is that serving us? So we teach the penthouse mindset. It's a great view from the penthouse. That's where we want to help people get to and learn how to stay there. And so through tithing and creating abundance, all of it is powerful, powerful week that's going to be. And then week 6, legacy leadership. What legacy are we leaving? I remember when being at my dad's bedside and him squeezing my hand before he passed and said, Linda, take them all to the top with you. And I realized, what legacy am I leaving? My dad, being a pastor, had a revolving door of people coming in to say goodbye and thank you for, the things that he was able, that ripple effect and that legacy that he was able to leave, including in us, his children. So what legacy are we leaving? And multiplying that message. I have 3 grown children and now grandchildren here. And again, mentoring them, more is caught than taught. They are watching at every decade of our life. And what are they learning in how to do that decade and how to do life? And so that mentoring others and creating room at the top, there is room for everyone at the top. And we want everyone there, because can you imagine how the world will change when women are with lock arms and we've raised the consciousness of what's happening in the world, how the world will change. That's what we're excited about.
There is plenty of room in that penthouse. So when does this all begin? Like Linda had mentioned earlier, we start on Saturday, September 6th. But I believe we're also going to be having a masterclass on September 3rd, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't know if we have a slide for that, but our magicians in the background will let us know. We're going to have 6 weeks of live weekly Zoom sessions. Again, this is an opportunity for us to all come together and create our community. And if you can't make it live, that's okay, because we'll have replays that you are able to watch at your convenience. And we're also going to have cohort meetings. They're going to be on Wednesdays. They'll be held at multiple times. And basically, it's going to be a smaller group where we can have open discussion on what is covered in our Saturday morning groups. Again, the smaller, more intimate communities. Sometimes it's when there's a lot of people in the room, you may not feel comfortable. And so we're going to have smaller private cohorts where we can have a little bit more communication and conversation. And then we're also going to, in those Wednesday meetings, you will have a leader, and think of it as your personal coach, that they'll help you see where you can be in the long term and in the community. And then obviously high touch support, weekly exercises, and like I said, those group cohorts. This is a community. And that is one of the things, in leadership can be lonely. And not everybody understands the stresses that we're under. And this is a perfect opportunity for you to be in alignment with others that understand where you are. And that's what we are so excited to build with you. We're making a room, a table that everybody can gather around. I'm just so excited for this. Just love it.
Me as well. And that masterclass is September 3rd. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it is a free masterclass. So, and you're going to look at all these beautiful coaches here, and you're going to meet all of us in there. So that is going to be a fun time. So if you've been waiting for a sign, or I like to say, if you've been praying for something or asking for something, and you are here listening to this, take it as your sign. This is your sign. Ask and you shall receive. So pay attention to, sometimes we don't connect the dots when we ask, and then it happens so much further down the road, we don't realize we've been asking for this and it's presenting itself. And so you don't need to be more to start. You just need to say yes to yourself. Again, sometimes we think we have to have everything in order, but it's progress over perfection. And I've had to learn that the hard way over the 7 decades I've been on this earth. And so, so nothing changes until you do. So, we know this. I remember sitting behind the sewing machine as a designer and dressmaker. And when I was raising my 3 children, so I could be home to take, to raise them myself. And what I found was my business owned me, but I realized I don't, if I don't make a change, I'm going to be sitting in the same place I'm sitting 5 years from now. And that was a scary thing. That created fear. And so we have to, what is one thing that we can change that will lead us in the trajectory of where we want to go? So this is your permission slip to step into your next thing or your next level, wherever you are.
I believe it was Warren Buffett who said, invest in yourself. Because if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will. This is a perfect opportunity for you to listen to the God wink that has just happened in your life that is calling you to action, to sign up for this class. And what you're going to walk away with is a crystal clear identity and renewed confidence. I am telling you, to step back into my power is a gift that I don't know if I'll ever be able to repay. But over the course of the last year, I have stepped back into who the dear Lord created me to be. And I'm so happy for that. You're going to have a mindset that is rooted in possibility, purpose, and wealth, and not just monetary wealth. There are so many other measurements of wealth. The quality of your relationships. It's a game changer, people. You're also going to walk away with tools to help navigate that fear that's going to seep in from time to time. You're going to be able to take bold, aligned action and really stop the self-sabotage once and for all. One of the things that I'm most excited that you're going to walk away with is this powerful sisterhood of high-level women. I always considered myself kind of a loner because nobody understood the load that I was carrying, the cross that I had to bear, what I had gone through. But I found that there are so many similarities between the beautiful, incredible, intelligent women that I have met through this organization. And one of the last things that you're going to walk away with is a legacy plan. You don't just grow, you multiply. And I think that is the most exciting thing for me, is that we're not here just to keep all these things but to ourselves. Our whole mission and goal is to spread the love and the wealth. Go forth and multiply. So many great things that you're going to be able to take with you.
Absolutely.
Oh, guess what? There's that masterclass that we're having on September 3rd. There's going to be a free ticket. Somebody's going to walk away with a tuition paid class for the 6 weeks. Oh, see, I love our background elves. They sprinkle in some great stuff from time to time. You guys, you need to get signed up for this masterclass on September 3rd. It's free. It's free. And somebody's going to get their tuition paid for this upcoming 6-week course.
How exciting is that? All right. So the next slide.
There we go.
So how to enroll. Again, if you would like to enroll, reach out to a women's collective coach, either myself or Carolyn, or you can email Jessica Shipley at NapoleonHillInstitute.com. Just make sure you're spelling it correctly. It's a little tricky sometimes. And if you're not just know that you're not just signing up for a course, you're stepping into who you were created to be. You're not going to be the same person you are today at the end of this course.
If you're not growing and changing and evolving, you are stagnant. And stagnation is death. And, if you've been drifting, if you're not certain, if you just feel like something's missing, take the time, invest in yourself, invest in this course. You will have lifelong skills that they're priceless. They are priceless.
So what is the investment? So the investment is only $9.95 for 6-week immersion experience. And I love that word, immersion, because you are going to be immersed in it. There are live weekly coaching sessions via Zoom. So again, that connection through Zoom is so powerful. Course materials, workbook at your fingertips. There's a lifetime access to the self-confidence camp, which is a digital program that's already in there. When you enroll, you already have access to that today. And it's a $1,500 value just right there. I tell you, when I went through that self-confidence camp, it changed me right away. And it's going to be there for a lifetime. You can listen to it over and over and over again. When we need to be listening to things at least 5 times, because we learn something new every time we listen to something. So, and you have access to the self-discipline camp in the mornings, which Carolyn and I are on, and we teach. Carolyn taught this morning, I taught yesterday, and it's at 5:30 a.m. in your time zone across the globe. And the self-discipline is the change that we start with. What are the new habits? What are you going to be doing differently? How are you going to show up for yourself differently? And then having the access to a powerful women's community and mentorship. Again, like Carolyn shared, the community is priceless. And feeling like you're in a safe, healthy community that you can grow in, you can't find that everywhere. And that's what sets us apart, is the intimacy and, again, the immersion of you really studying and getting in to, if you haven't read the book Think and Grow Rich, we study this daily because these are the timeless principles that never change.
That book has been building leaders for over 100 years. And, when I think about that, and if you haven't read the book, reach out to us. We will get you a copy of it. It is absolutely amazing. They've used the same principles that we're teaching now, and the success that they've had, it is just mind blowing.
Yeah, it's timeless.
We're building the next generation of leaders. And this is key. This is key. Good, beautiful work that we all need to do. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I know that I probably need to have that up on this wall too. I'm in my work office today, and I'm like, I need to have more of those up on the wall here. So if you have questions, if you need some clarification on anything, again, reach out to any of us. Email Jessica Shipley at Napoleon Hill Institute. We will get those questions answered. We're on social media as well. You can follow us on the Napoleon Hill page. And Confident and Called, we're calling for you. Join us. Thank you so much, everyone.